sure you got your strap tight. You a bitch, so is that nigga that you act like. Don't want smoke, I ain't gonna fight. I don't want this gold up on my wrist, I want them diamonds on me glistening. If you ain't talking money, motherfucker, I ain't listening. Niggas gotta die to get some fucking recognition. You don't get respect if you ain't toting no piston, nigga, listen. We both bleed, but we ain't the same. I know real shooters can't be fucking with no lane. Yeah, you want the money and I know you want the fame, but you can't have that shit if you don't even know the game. I'm just saying, call me to the boss, you the middleman.
What the fuck?
What's going on, shawty?
I can't get it to be straight.
It's straight.
That's funny.
What's wrong with it?
Like, cause no, it's funny because of the topic of the video. Hey y'all.
Gang.
Hola. Welcome to a party day.
Mukbang edition.
Mukbang edition. We eating pub subs in the car. If y'all not
Comment below if y'all had pub subs before. Did I just say pub subs?
Yeah. He was like, what the fuck is a
That's
pub
so
sub?
stupid, bro. Comment below if y'all spam the comments if y'all had pub subs before, for sure. For sure.
You
for
from
sure.
Florida and you never had a pub sub?
That's crazy.
That's insane.
The best.
But yeah, let me bite before I start talking.
All right, so the topic of the day, somebody asked in the Q&A, it was like, how do you deal with a poly relationship when or if the girls aren't all the way fully bisexual? So one of my followers, they was trying to say, they was asking about it. Because that's from Steph. Steph is bisexual. She been with girls before, prior to that, even before us. Had girls relationship. Daz is also bisexual. She been with a girl relationship, stuff like that. Rose was not bisexual, and Tatum is not bisexual. So they was asking, how does that work? Rose's first girl experience was Steph, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So you can explain how that happened.
Well, I've always been open to the idea. Like, I've made out with a couple girls, but I never like fully like was sexual with a woman. I've always told my partner, like, let me know if you're interested in a woman, but they were never honest with me. Mateo was the first person that like presented a woman to me.
What? I presented you.
Well, what do you mean?
No, I didn't. Don't get it out on me.
She
What do you mean?
definitely jumped on the kitty, and I definitely let her get in there. Like, I was
But that's
always
not what
open
happened.
to the
Oh
idea.
my god.
You're lying.
I mean, I met Steph through you. There would be no Steph if there was no you.
First of all, let me make sure we get this clear. I ain't never tell you and Steph to be together.
Right, that's where it comes in, where I've always
Yeah,
wanted
we was
to
talking about
experience
something totally fucking different, and then y'all went to Disney or Six Flags and shit together. I had got a rental and everything.
But nothing ever happened between me and her while we were at Six Flags, because I was very adamant about wanting
so
to
I
be
didn't
with
put y'all
you.
together and stuff like that. So.
No, but I was always, I was always curious. The way I would explain it, like now that I'm older, is like I was bi-curious, right? And now I've like actually been able to experience certain things, so I actually enjoy it. Now I can say that because before I didn't have that. I didn't have any experience with any woman. It was just like what I saw and making out with girls. I knew I was comfortable with that. That's my best friend. We're best friends for 10 years.
That shit don't count.
That shit don't count. But I knew I was open to it because it's not something that I was repulsed by. And I can tell when there's girls that are like, ew, like there was a difference.
I don't know if I can say that.
I wasn't opposed to certain things, but I'm very picky. The thing is, with me, it's very difficult for me to feel comfortable intimately with male or female. Like, there were multiple relations that I've been in with men that, like, I didn't even take my shirt off for 2 years. So it's something more of like within me. It comes from past issues.
And now you subscribe to her Patreon. I share out every day.
Subscribe to Patreon, nigga.
Okay, I'll reload it.
Subscribe to Patreon, nigga.
I walk around butt naked in his house. You would never think I was such a shy little girl.
We get like a whole picture frame to go in the house with her, Tatum, and Dez.
Butt naked on the balcony.
Butt naked on the balcony. So when y'all come in y'all house, we gotta really fuck with y'all and know
After
y'all.
go to the bathroom. Then you will see.
Yeah. So I guess like the whole process of the poly relationship, even though I'm open to it, there's a lot of things I've never actually experienced or done. So it's kind of hard to really like be confident enough to go like initiate or start things, because I know I don't know how to do it. It's not saying that I don't want to do it, but because I don't know how to do it, I don't know how to start it.
Which makes her ass not bisexual, basically, y'all. So that's why me and her had hella debates about certain shit.
Yes, this is a debate in the house for real.
Yeah, because like,
For a long ass
I
time.
definitely eat a but in the beginning you had to tell me what to do, because I'm like, okay, I know what the I'm gonna just go on.
That's the difference.
You know what I'm talking about. I've done it to her.
I know.
But it's not that I don't want to. So I know that I'm definitely open and I'm curious. That's the perfect way to put it, because it's not something that I'm disgusted by or that doesn't turn me on. No. Shit, you know. Very bad.
Hey, you too.
So that's the point. Like, there's other women that are completely like turned off by it. So I feel like that's what's the difference. Like, that's why I'd be so adamant about be like, no, I can tell you that I am, but it's like I have to sit back and think about it sometimes. Like, there's a better way to put it. I'm not saying I'm full-blown bisexual to the point where I would prefer women, but in some scenarios I'm open to it now. Like what? It's different. It's a different feel that a man and a woman gives you. So it just depends on the mood. Now, it's not something that I would be like, oh my God, I don't want it. It's different. I've been in relationships with men. It's not like me and my best friend were like, that's not, we were sorry YouTube.
I gotta edit.
Beep.
Gotta edit that video.
I'm sorry. But yeah, it's definitely something that, like, as time continues, I'm realizing that there's like a want for something that I didn't have before, you know, and it's being fulfilled now. Like, that's probably why all the men that I was with in other relationships, I was like, yo, tell me. And they, you know, men be lying, men be bullshit, men be wanting to keep it to themselves. So I don't know.
Women be lying too.
Yeah.
They be like, yeah, bring her in, and then be mad
Yeah.
when you bring a girl in or whatever the case may be.
That too.
So I be understanding. Sometimes I be understanding where men feel like they have to like lie and beat around the bush about certain things, because a lot of women say they want honesty, but then when we get it, it's like
they don't want it.
They ain't want it for real. They rather, a lot of girls, and even girls will admit, a lot of girls rather you lie to her, like, to make them feel, you know, better and stuff like that.
Well, I'm not that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
We're right here. We all want to leave it.
So,
And as long as you keep it 100, you get respect.
and you don't need to be bisexual to be in a poly relationship. That's for sure.
Well, you do.
Depending on, no. I think you just need to be open to love, but I don't think you need to necessarily be bisexual.
Well, you do.
Like a polyamorous, if that's what you
Polyamorous
want,
is
if you want to
different.
be included 24/7, yes. But there's different dynamics of poly and stuff like that I feel like you don't necessarily have to be bisexual.
Like a polygamy.
Even in a polygamous relationship, to live together, you don't have to necessarily be bisexual, but you have to be comfortable and know what you're getting yourself into. Like, you know.
I can agree with that. But to
Excuse
be
me.
polyamorous, for it to really function the way that it's supposed to, for the dynamic to actually flow within each other, I feel like it should be.
Like our dynamic is so different, and like y'all don't understand.
It's a little all over the place.
Especially when I have to like, and then me being who I am, just I like it. What's challenging is like, how you say that word? Constipating? Constipating or something? It's really like, no, not controversial. It's constipating or something like that. We'll look it up. But however, that word. But however, just in that general sense, it's like a lot. It's challenging. It's like in a good way though for me mentally, because you know you have to put so many different things into this, into that, and how you make this work and that work. It's just about trying to make shit work, and that's what I like about it. And then having people that can make it work. You know, you don't want to keep putting your time into people that can't make shit work.
Yeah.
So it's really good to, you know, dealing with how you make this shit work.
I got one.
Oh, okay.
But when we first started, clearly it was me, Jen, Steph, and Ro. And in that relationship, Jen and Steph was more bisexual. Rose was just coming along. But it still was monogamous ways that was happening and stuff like that. So when we got past that, we ended up letting Jen go. We broke up or whatever the case may be and continued on with the poly. And then it was Steph and Rose. But Steph wasn't a teacher. She didn't know how to teach. She didn't know how to show. And she just expected something. Yeah. She lacked knowledge of on a lot of different occasions. And she'll tell you the same. She don't, understand a lot or get it a lot. So when she was still growing as well, she had to unlearn a lot of different things. Yeah. So with her and Rose, it was kind of like good and then bad, with on women. And off. You know what I'm saying? Like Rose is trying to be taught, but Rose wasn't really bisexual. She wasn't really gay. So we calling ourselves polyamorous, but yet I was living in the polyamorous polygamy life. So that's why when people came to me and was like, "Oh, y'all polyamorous?" Like, nah. And even Porter, shout out Porter. You haven't been on Instagram for a while. I don't know what's going with you, but hopefully you're okay, brother. But me and him had a conversation on live when he was like, "Yeah, I would consider y'all to be polyamorous." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "I consider us just to be poly." And he was like, "Well, what do you mean?" You know what I'm saying? Like, cause y'all look at Instagram and think Steph and Rose is sitting here having the best sex in the world and the best communication in the world, and that's just not what it was. Cause Rose wasn't bisexual, but she'll swear me up and down. I'm bisexual. So that was another altercation we was getting into, trying to explain what bisexual is and what's the needs of it. And I'm gonna let Dez explain that part, but before I get there, then we met Dez. So when we brought Dez into the relationship, yeah, that's her. And then when we brought Dez into the relationship, I wait till she finished with her paper.
Sorry.
We met Dez. Before we met Dez, Tatum was in a relationship. So Tatum is the awesome, profound fucking sister wife. Tell you that. But she ain't eat no. I mean, poom poom. No, she ain't. She'll get her shit stretched, but she ain't eating.
Stretch is crazy.
Yeah, she'll get her shit stretched, but she ain't eating no. You know what I'm saying? Like she ain't gay, bro. She ain't gay. You get her drunk and she's whatever. She's whatever at that fucking point. But other than that, she ain't. So with Tatum, we had to figure out how can that work, because we initially brought Tatum in to understand the dynamic with Steph and Tatum.
Steph and Rose.
Steph and Tatum. No, I mean, yeah, Steph and Tatum.
Okay.
Because they was talking. You feel me? You wasn't gay, and I already knew that. So that was the initiation of bringing her in. So I was like, okay, cool. But then after that didn't work out, once again, with Steph or whatever, and Tatum not being what she say she was trying to be, it became a conflict. So that's why it wouldn't work in that particular relationship when it was us three. Because that need to be fulfilled on a lot of different occasions, unless it's a polygamy relationship.
Yeah, unless you agree to a polygamous relationship. Like if Tatum came in knowing that she didn't want to be with any girls.
Yeah, but she admitted that already though. So, but that was later. But initially starting,
that's what
she was
saying.
willing to start because she didn't really know what it was. So that's why people lack the knowledge. You just can't be going around having somebody and not knowing what poly is. Poly is not just about letting a man have a threesome. That's not what the fuck it's about. So stop giving these dudes that and calling it poly, because it's not. It's just not. I'm so sorry, fellas, but that's not what you're supposed to be doing with the women. At least educate yourself. That's all. All right. So moving past that, that's why that particular tribe didn't work. It's not that it didn't work. It was just still missing an element into that puzzle. So when Tatum departed, it was still me, Steph, and Rose. So that sense was when Dez came into the picture. So when Dez came into the picture, it was immediately with her and Steph was the first initiation, and that was the full thing. But before we even had started, I had said, I was like, it'd be great if you and Rose could or whatever, because how things were going at the time. So, but I knew Rose isn't bisexual, and I stated this to Dez on multiple different fucking occasions. But giving her
here we are
trying to implement some stuff.
I don't care care.
Wait.
I don't care if you gay, bi, straight. If I like you,
I like you.
But then yet it's how she do it. So you gotta remember, she's a Gemini. So her gift of gab or manipulation tactics don't always work on certain signs and certain things, on certain people around. So in that general sense, she forgetting that the ideal of poly as well during her process, because she was with Steph, and then she was like, well, I got a stronger connection with Rose. So now the dynamic shift. So we just giving y'all the insight on how things were at the time, so y'all can understand, like, everything is not always perfect. You feel me? We battle through adversities to come together to bond us closer. And only the strongest survive. It's just that simple.
I want to say something real quick. I want to say, like, to me, what the difference is that I had two very bisexual, at one point more lesbian than straight women around me, Steph and Des. But there's a big difference to me. I guess you could consider me more of a demisexual, because you have to have an emotional connection with me before you can ever have an intimate connection with me.
Yeah, so that's not true.
And as a
so
woman,
at the end of the day, what Rose ended up doing before that even happened, she was popping that thing wide open for Jen. You know what I'm saying? Even for Steph. So what she just said was a lie.
I did, but that's why I didn't continue.
There wasn't no emotional connection.
Love.
You didn't even know each other. I don't think she knew Jen's last name at the time. So with that being said,
I didn't, but it doesn't mean that I was gonna do it to her. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, for me to do.
So yeah, that's not true again. So what the part about that Rose understood about giving communication about something I always spoke when partners come into the relationship that we all mutually agree on, and I want to make sure. So I'm always going to talk to you first in any occasion, and if one of them pick out something or someone or any type of unicorn to come into the relationship, then they'll also bring it to everybody else as such as I does, and understand, I don't know if this is gonna work, maybe this is good, and we figure it out.
Usually
so,
like when we when we're like find interest in the girl or whatever, we'll be like, babe.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that on another episode, though, for sure, because that's a good topic too to bring up on that particular thing. But however, let me just finish this real quick, y'all. So boom, so whatever the case may be, when Des came, and then I didn't even know I was out of town or some shit, and then I came back and her and Steph had relations. Like,
wait, what are you talking about?
When you came in, yeah. So her and Steph had relations. So I get a phone call not too long ago afterwards, or maybe a couple of days or so. And remember, she's still trying to process shit, y'all. She's still trying to understand what poly is.
I've never been in a poly before.
Right.
I've only ever been with like, I never did anything like that before.
So listen, y'all. So she then called me and she's like, hey, what if I got like a stronger connection with Rose on a different da-da-da-da? I said, I told you that was going to happen anyway. So it's like, I always tell, like, I'm a walking prophet. Just call it what it is, bro. Like, I really do this shit. And they always come back to me with the same stuff. Like, you were right. Or I didn't think. Or I didn't know. I said, Rose is cool. When you meet Rose, she's cool. It's just the fact that she tends to be too cool on some other shit sometimes. You feel me? That's what throw her the fuck off. So what ended up happening with Dez, I was like, yeah, of course, go ahead. That's fine. Because you exploring yourself. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to make sure you're not coming in here just having sex with her, having sex with Rose, and manipulating her. Like, what is your true intentions as a partner? Because one thing about me, I'm going to tell you about yourself. Like, you won't get past shit with me. I don't give a fuck who you are. If it happened for a little bit, some sign, some global news will report it, nigga. I'm telling you, like, I'm going to find out. There is no ifs and buts about it. Whether it's spiritually, mentally, or from a dream, or whatever the case may be, I always find out. Or whether you just respect me enough and not get punched in your shit to tell me, I'm going to find out. So my thing was, when I was hearing certain things or feeling certain things, it was like, damn, what the fuck? From Dad's point of view, I didn't understand, like, what are you doing?
Because I don't understand either. Because it'd be hard, because it'd be like, like, I know I don't gotta pick and choose.
No, you don't.
But I don't want nobody to feel like left out or like, like, I don't know. Because I did know that Rose and Steph were intimate.
Right.
I did know that.
Well, they used to be. They were.
Initially,
yeah.
Yeah. And then I feel it goes back to, like, okay,
wait. Express this real quick and then say that.
Teaching. And
finish expressing what you couldn't get out, so then Rose can bounce off of that.
No, that's just what it is. I knew that, like, they were intimate like that. So, like, I don't know. Like in the beginning, I literally used to think about it. And I used to be like,
she gonna
how
fall
the
right
fuck?
into the category.
No, fuck you.
Beep.
Because I literally used to be like, how the fuck, babe, go like hop around and da-da-da-da, and they don't like da-da-da-da, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm torn. I don't know what the fuck I got going on. I don't know if I'm making anybody feel uncomfortable.
Right.
Like, it was just, in the beginning, it was just weird for me. Like, it was not weird, but it was just hard to get, like,
well, what it was,
Yeah.
y'all, let me explain this, and then Rose gonna bounce off what she was saying. Basically, just to do like a sidebar, her feelings was this, in case your partner, your male partner, female partner can't understand, and you watch this video, sorry that we're doing it in the car, but she just suggested to do a mukbang.
Yeah.
We had to feel like an hour. However, but we was just saying, like, with those feelings that she expressed and felt that she couldn't relate to, I'm going to put it in words. She felt what she felt in a monogamous relationship, or what you're supposed to do that felt good at the time because you're doing something bad with people that you don't know or people that you do know, compared to the people that when you do actually meet them, that you don't have to lie about it. You don't have to sneak around. The initiation of keeping that same adrenaline, that same feeling for each person. So when she was with Steph, she felt like she had to be over there. She still do it to the day. Like, she still, at certain times where she's like that, depending on what happened with Rose, or if they're funky, or if they're arguing here. It's just like anything.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest conflict in a poly relationship, at least for me, is like when people are like, when I'm not in none of the drama, but my partners are into it with each other, I'll be like, damn, what the fuck do I do?
But you gotta love them no matter what. If me and him are arguing, you can't treat me like that.
I know it's not loving. It's not the loving somebody no matter what. It's just the making, like, where do I go? How do I fix it?
How do I move right now?
Well, we're supposed to do in that sense, because clearly we have some things that happen even in situations currently. You know what I'm saying? So what you're supposed to do is put everybody together. I'll always put everybody together. Oh, they'd be like, don't say no. I'm going to say something. You feel me? There's no need for me not to say something, because this is our relationship. And at least if somebody's fighting for it, it's going to be for sure me. If not, then all y'all can buy. I don't care. It is what it is, because I'm doing what I need to do, and there's people that really want to put in work. That's really, really good women that want to grow and learn from an educated man and educated women. So you got everything that you possibly need and resources there. You just have to put it together.
And going back to the point that he was going to tell me to make after, it's the same thing I was about to say. Like, you have that ability. You've always had that ability. Hence why I kind of always gravitated towards you, because you were understanding, you were catering, you were nurturing, you were loving.
It could be manipulation.
It can be, but I think that she's genuine, and I choose to believe that she's genuine.
I choose she's both.
Well, the gift of gab is a good thing too,
and a bad thing.
It doesn't have to.
It depends. It can be encouragement words, or it can be manipulation.
But
it depends how you look at
encouraging
it.
something when you can be really speaking up on it with gift of gab is totally
when
two
you're being
different things.
genuine.
Correct.
When you're being genuine.
So it's not about just being genuine. It's just about not wanting to deal with the conflict. Let me just say some nice shit.
To avoid it.
Correct.
Or avoiding saying the truth because you don't want the issues that come after.
It's because like one of my biggest things, even when, like just internally with myself, I have like this like dual perception of everything. So I be seeing like every side, like both sides of how people feel.
Like I do too.
Yeah, he does too.
But he does too. But then it's like morally, I guess because we're all like a unit, so like everybody has to like think as one somewhat.
Correct.
Like and be on the same page about stuff.
Yes, you do.
So I understand where some, but that's what pulls me sometimes, because it'd be like
that's where I come in. Like, I'm very understanding to both of you guys, but sometimes you gotta stand on what you believe, even if you're wrong, so that you can learn the right way. Actually, you may not like conflict, but through conflict breeds a lot of understanding if you actually sit back and are teachable. And you have to be able to face the hard times in order to get past them, to get to better times. Like, it is, whether you like it or not, sometimes conflict is unavoidable. And by avoiding it, it breeds more issues because you're not actually solving anything. But I will say, the one thing I do admire about you since the beginning was because you've always been so understanding and willing to hear out and call out people when they're wrong. Even when you tell me I'm wrong. Sometimes it'd be emotional. Sometimes I'd be just going off a tangent.
Because that's not something that she really goes to.
But I'm not the type of person.
She's not going to necessarily do that.
Yeah, that's like, I was just talking to Shanice about this not too long ago too. I was like, people tend to like take, and we talked about this too before, like the way that I am, because I'm so like on either side, and I don't have like a real, like, I'm not solid when it comes to like a lot of shit. Like, it's like emotional wise, like sometimes I'd be like, yeah, you feel like this, but does she feel like this? And who's really wrong? Because if you look at it like this, you're right, but if you look like this, she's right. But and then that's why I be quiet. But then they hate that I be quiet because I don't have no like right answer.
Decision.
Like,
Well,
yeah,
truthfully, I come in to help with that. Any perspective that you have when one person is saying this and one person is saying that. Yes, the perspective of each can be
they can both have their points.
They can both be right. However, there's a basis to it. The basis of their perspective, somebody's wrong. All right, you can make a good valid point, but what's more important in that basis and what you guys are doing. So if somebody is putting into a journey and you're not, but want to be expected to the journey, then you're not putting in. That means your basis of the journey is not right.
Stuff,
so if you're feeling some type of way and you want to call out something about what somebody done and did and this is how it make you feel, but yeah, you were the start of all the shit, then there's your perspective. There's the basis. Your perspective is cool. We feel you, but you can't keep catering to bullshit. You can't keep catering to fake. You can't keep catering to narcissistic ass shit. And you can't keep catering to something that just keep causing multiple issues because they're trying to feel validated for their invalidation. Okay? Some of those things you gotta make sure you understand as a woman to step to a fucking woman and let them know you are wrong.
Because if not, you're just catering and enabling.
And then you're enabling them. And by you
enabling
them, you are dead as a part of the problem. 100%.
I will say this with me though, personally, emotionally even, like there were times where in the beginning if I had somebody to talk to, she was willing to hear me out, which to me is like I said, like emotionally I got this. That's why even with like intimacy, it made me feel comfortable to come to her in general. Probably why it made me feel comfortable to
but
come
that shit too, y'all, I'm gonna explain this too. That shit I don't be like that shit what she's saying, I don't care about that time because I don't really even accept it. So just to let y'all know, you can make anything work because our relationship consists of a mix of kind of like polygamy but great sister wives, and also mixed with great polyamorous and loving wives as well. So we definitely have a mix. I don't know if I'm probably the only guy and poly guy in the relationship that have it like that, but yeah, it's definitely somewhat like that. So you don't have to be sexually intimate with the other person, but you have to be an extraordinary sister wife, like I would say how Tatum is. And
you gotta love.
Like intimacy is not just sexual. There's sexual intimacy, and then there's platonic intimacy that you can love somebody without having to get in their pants. You can love them for who they are, for their characteristics, for their individuality, for what their life journey is. But doesn't mean that you have to have sex with them, you know. And that's what it requires to be a good sister wife. That's why you're a sister, because you're a sister first before you're the wife, you know. Like, and together we become wives to him, which making each other happy makes him happy, therefore being all together in a polyamorous relationship.
Yeah, because just having multiple women does not make a man happy, because if those multiple women can't get along,
we can stress him though.
It's like, because remember the guy was like saying, I don't know how my wife gives me a headache, I don't know how you have 3 or something like that, remember? And it's like, they're supposed to make it easier on you, you know, like supposed to ease the headache. But if you have 3 women who can't get along, or 3 women who always got some shit going on, and the man is who we look to like guide, fix us, like fix things and guide everything, like he's gonna be stressed the fuck out. He's not gonna be able to do what he's supposed to do because he's so worried about us walking getting our shit together.
And also the journey. So everybody need to have one band, one sound. You know what I'm saying? One rack, one room, and everything like that allow you to be on the same page on where you're trying to go on your journey. However, you definitely can do it. The way it works is Dez and Rose definitely have a relationship sexually and emotionally and everything else. Tatum is also a good sister wife. Like I say, she's not 100% polyamorous. Steph is definitely polyamorous, but she don't have the capacity of a sister wife or how it needs to be all the time. Rose, she claims she's bisexual, but truth be told, she understands that she is not bisexual at this point of the relationship. She is definitely vicarious, because there's always initiate the legs up and the shaking. You know what I'm saying? So, and I watch all of this. And for me to know this as a man, you have to make sure you are like doing this for the right reasons. So you know my intentions are beyond pure, and I just want the best poly relationship that you possibly have. I'm sorry, I don't have 304s. I'm not a PIMP. You feel me? So I don't have all that what these other people are doing. You know what I'm saying? And claiming it's poly, because it's definitely not, ladies. It's definitely not. You still in the game and you doing this and doing that. You're not in a poly relationship. You are getting pimped, and he's just posting dumb shit and nice shit to make it sound good. You're not that. And if that's what you do, knock yourself out. You know what I'm saying? But just don't claim that as poly.
Yeah, and
just don't claim that as poly.
Outside of the sexual stuff and everything, because the question was about bisexuality. Outside of being sexual, the whole start of poly wasn't just so people can like have sex. Like,
correct.
You know, it was about
so don't let these
building
men trick you
families.
neither.
And building together like a empire, a kingdom, a family. Like
for sure.
you know, the whole it takes a village is not only like your mom and your sister and your grandma and your auntie and stuff.
Right.
You know, it was always like your friends and like the outside people, and poly just brings that into like immediate family, like building immediate family. You can still have your friends and stuff, and it's still part of.
You can
of
only
the
have
village.
friends that's really understanding what you're doing.
Yeah.
You don't want to have unnecessary friends that's causing problems and dramas and making certain phone calls, acting like everything is this and that. Like nigga, please. You feel me? Like, I'm not having that shit no more.
Yeah, you have to have friends that genuinely love you
and support your relationship.
Yeah, like
definitely.
Don't want to break it up and encourage you to be in it. If your friend is telling you shouldn't be with your partner or partners, that is not your friend.
And if you are going to your friend and saying certain things like that, you shouldn't even be in it. Like, both of y'all are goofies.
Ding, ding.
You know what I'm saying? So at this point, it is what it is, and that concludes the questionnaire mukbang, because we definitely devoured that food before this video was over. So we love y'all, man. Stay, like, comment, subscribe.
And even if we said something in this video that you want us to expand more on, and like you not understanding yet or something, like we can definitely get deeper into like certain conversations.
And y'all comment, like, subscribe on our videos, man, and y'all engage more with us on social media on all our platforms. We love y'all, man.
Give us a super thanks.
Gang, super thanks somewhere down there. We can never find it, y'all. But
see y'all in the next video.
Yeah, gang.
Bye.
I don't want this gold up on my wrist. I want them diamonds on me glistening. If you ain't talking money, motherfucker, I ain't listening. Gotta die to get some fucking recognition. You don't get respect if you ain't toting on no piston. Nigga, listen, we both bleed, but we ain't the same. I know real shooters can't be with no lane. Yeah, you want the money and I know you want the fame, but you can't have that shit if you don't even know the game. I'm just saying.